Hi everyone, I want to show you how quick and easy it is to use Chalk Couture to make really pretty chalkboard art. Let's get started. This is what the transfers look like when they come to you. They come in a cellophane package and you can see the white lines here. On some of them, this is where you'd cut them apart. As you can see, I've already cut this one apart. Now there are some designs that come with just one piece. You don't have to cut them apart. Like this one was just one piece. This one that I used recently. But this one has 4 parts to flip-flops and then the sentiment right here. So I've already cut them apart on this one. So what you need to do next, what you'll want to do next is remove, after you've got the transfer cut apart, you'll remove it from its backing. But it's a good idea to mark the back of it first with just back or a check mark, because you'll be putting this transfer back onto this backing when you're done with it, and it needs to be applied to this shiny side. And if you're in a hurry and it gets applied to the wrong side, you could ruin your transfer. So it's important to mark the back of this backing paper, which I've done here. Now the next thing to do, when a transfer is new, it's very, very, very sticky. So we want to, what we call, fuzz up the back of it if we're going to use it on a hard surface like a chalkboard. And you do this by laying it down, sticky side down, onto a terry cloth towel. And this will pick up some fuzz from the towel, and it won't be quite so sticky that you can't remove it from whatever surface you're using. Now I'm using one of the chalkboard surfaces from Chalk Couture, and I'm going to apply this now down onto the chalkboard where I want it. And I'm not going to have it lined up perfectly straight. I'm going to put mine down at an angle just to be different. Now I'm going to smooth this out, and I could make sure there's no more air bubbles by using one of the squeegees to make sure there's no air bubbles, and there are not. Now I want to apply the chalk paste. Now I could do this all in white for a simple chalkboard look. I could do different words in different colors if I wanted to. There's just a lot of ways to do this. I think I'm going to do this all in white so that it looks like chalk. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to apply some of the chalk paste over the open areas of this transfer. And then I'm going to smooth it out with this squeegee. And as I'm smoothing it out and covering up all the open areas of this transfer, that's silk screen, you want to make sure you get all of that covered and remove the excess also and put it back in the jar. I want to make sure, oh, there's a little area I missed. You want to make sure all the open areas are covered. But then you want to go back over it and remove the excess, because you don't want it on there too thick. There you go. Now, when you remove the transfer, you want to remove it from side to side or top to bottom. If you peel it corner to corner, you could stretch the design, and you don't want to do that. So here I am. See how sticky? Even though I did fuzz it up, it's still very, very sticky, which is good because you don't want the chalk paste to get underneath and ruin your design. So there it is. Now I'm going to take this while it's still wet and put it in water so that I could clean that transfer. And let this dry. So my transfer is over here in a pan of water. Just going to shake that up a little bit, get that chalk off. And then I'll put it on a terry cloth towel to dry. And if there's any remaining chalk paste residue on there, I'll just remove that with a a disinfecting wipe gets it off. And then turn it over, sticky side up, and allow that to dry. And it'll be sticky to use over and over and over and over again. Okay, let that dry. Now back to the chalkboard. Once this chalk paste is dry on my chalkboard, you can't move it. Like, you can't smudge it with your finger or anything like that. It's dry. It's dried on there. Now it can be removed with a wet rag. You can remove that and put a different design on the chalkboard. That's another thing I really like about this. And I'm trying to help that along to dry because I want to show you how to use how you can layer. So I'm going to remove this from the backing and have polka dot flip-flops over here. Let's make pink ones. Actually, you know what? We should be putting down the base of the flip-flops first. So I'm going to put the base of my flip-flops here. Let's make some pink ones. Some pink chalk paste. And I can add another pair of flip-flops down here. Removing the excess. And lift up, remove. Show, and what do you think? I think we need another pair of flip-flops. On this side. I got ahead of myself by putting the polka dots over there. Let's put a pair right here. Removing the excess, and then removing. I'm going to put this in water. Now, before I can add the next layer to those flip-flops, they have to dry first. So I'm going to let them dry. And we'll come back. Okay, now we're going to add some fun designs to the flip-flops. Fuzz up the back. Put a little chevron design on that one. Let's use green. And let's add some polka dots. Trying to line these up. I think that's pretty good. And let's add some green polka dots. Fun. And we can add a different color polka dot over there.